Hello guys, welcome back to my channel, Super User. I've seen it very often that people are reluctant while starting with Linux. Mostly it is because of the terminal based interface. Well, you'll only get used to it when you start using it, but to get you started and make it a little bit easy for you, today I'll show you some basic commands and tricks that you can use to familiarize yourself with terminal and Linux. I'm using Ubuntu 20.04 LTS, but the commands I'm going to show you are common to all Linux distros. I've given a link in description to a file with all the commands and tricks that I'm going to show you in this video with their description for reference later. So these are the commands we're going to learn to use. Open your terminal. Let's get started with pwd command. As you can see, it prints home and then viz, which is my user. So what pwd did was it printed the absolute path of my current working directory. What I meant by absolute path is the path from the root directory to the current directory. Now what if I want to see the contents of the current directory? I'll use ls, and as you can see, it listed all the contents of my current directory. To help you understand how this is working, let's take help of graphical interface. I'll open file manager, and now here we are in our home directory and you can cross check all the contents. Now I want to go inside the test folder. So I'm going to change my directory using the cd command. Type cd and the name of the folder you want to go inside. And remember, the command line is case sensitive, so type the exact name. And here we are. As you can see, the name of our folder here means that our cursor is inside it. Now try pwd again. Now you see, we are in the test folder. Try ls. And here we have 3 text files and another folder named spells in this folder, which you can cross check from here. I can also move into the spells folder. Now use the cd command without any argument. Enter. As you can see, we ended up back in the home directory. We can also access the spells folder directly using cd and the folder's address. Now here, if I'm lazy, that I actually am, I don't want to type the whole name of directory or any file. So after entering the first few characters that are unique from all other folders and files in the same directory, I'll press tab and it will on its own complete it for you. Now we are in the spells folder. Now if you just want to take a step back to test folder, type cd space and 2 dots and we are back in the test folder. Now I want to open this file named lbus.txt. For that, there is a set format in Linux. Any file you want to open, first decide an appropriate application for it. For example, to open a text file, there is a default text editor in Ubuntu named Gedit. So first type the name of software and then the name of file you want to open. Enter. And this is our text file. Now close it. In the same manner, you can also open a new file. For example, I am going to open a new file named series.txt as there is no other file with this name. Type anything. Now save it and close it. Look here, we actually have a text file named series.txt with the content we entered. Suppose you don't know what software you are supposed to use for the green file. In that case, type xdg-open and type the name of the file you want to open. Enter. This command will find the appropriate software for the file you want to open. Close it. Now let's try to open an image file. Let's cd into spells folder. ls. Now here we have a file with .jpg extension. Suppose I don't know what application I should use to open it. Type xdg-open followed by protective.jpg. Enter. And there we have our image. Close it. Now in the spells folder, we have 2 text files named disarm.txt and light.txt. Let's view the contents. For that, we can either use gedit to open these files or there is a second method. Gedit is a graphical text editor, but Linux have a text editor Nano pre-installed in the Linux command line for most of the Linux distros. In case your distro does not have it, later in the video I'll tell you how to install softwares using the command line. Now, as we learned earlier, to open a file, first type the name of the software followed by the name of the file, enter, and here we got it. Here you can edit your file, and when you are done, Ctrl X to exit. If you have made any changes, it will prompt a message if you want to save it. Enter Y and enter. Now let's step back a little into the test directory. ls. We have 4 text files. This was all about how to open or create a file. What if I want to delete one? In that case, we use rm command followed by the name of file you want to delete, like this. And as you can see in this window, it's gone. You can also confirm using ls. Similarly, we can create and delete directories also. For instance, I want to create a directory named courses, so I'll use MKDIR command followed by the name of directory. And there we have it. Now if I want to remove it, I'll do rmdir followed by the name of directory I want to remove. And check again and it's gone. Now suppose there are few lines that I want to add to hermione.txt file. For that, we use command echo followed by the text you want to add, then the angle brackets followed by the name of the file. Now open it. And as you can see, our text is added. Now close it. Okay, in my terminal it feels very crowded, so I'll clear my window by either using the command clear, or I can simply press Ctrl plus L. Now let's view the contents of lbus.txt and luna.txt. First, let's open lbus.txt. So we got some text here. Now look at this terminal window. There is no command line. I cannot type any command here. That's because a process that I started in the previous step is still running. Our text editor is still open. Now either you can close it from up here, or you can go in the terminal and press Ctrl C to stop the process. Sometimes this might not work. In that case, try Ctrl Z to force stop the process. Okay. Now let's view luna.txt. We got some text here too. Close it. Now I want to replace the contents of luna.txt with the contents of lbus.txt. Here comes the cp command. Type cp followed by the name of the file whose content you want to copy, and then the name of the file to which you want to copy that content. Enter. Let's open luna.txt again. As you can see, we have here the text of lbus.txt. So this is how cp command works. Now there's one more way to view the contents of a text file. Use the cat command followed by the name of the file and enter. You cannot edit the file in this case. It is to just simply show the contents. Now I want to move luna.txt to the spells directory. So I'll do mv followed by the name of the file that I want to move, and then the location to where I want to move it. Now let's view the content of the test directory. Luna.txt is not here anymore. Now view the contents of spells directory by typing ls followed by the name of directory. Here we have our file. We have successfully moved it. You can also use this command to rename a file. For example, let's go to the spells folder, type mv followed by the file you want to rename, and then the name you want to assign it. Now ls and we have renamed luna.txt. Now cd to the home directory. I'm gonna show you a very useful command. Suppose you have a file saved in the system somewhere, but you don't remember or you need a path to it. Locate command will accomplish that for you, but it is not a default command installed in command line, so I'm gonna install it first. It's always a good practice to update the existing packages before installing something. To update, type sudo, which grants the permission of a root user. It's kind of administrator in Windows, followed by apt, which allows the user to work with packages, then hyphen and get, which will enable us to download new packages, and then update. Enter. As we are using sudo, so it asks for password. Now, my system is already up to date, so it didn't take a lot of time. There are few errors down here regarding one single application that isn't updated. Don't worry about that. Once I have updated, I'm ready to install the package required for locate command, which is mlocate. Type sudo apt-get install and name of the package. Installation has begun. And it's done. Now let's see how locate command work. Type locate and the name of the file or folder you want to know. Now as you can see, it has given us the location of folder and all its contents. Now as we updated, similarly we have commands to upgrade our system and our distro. As we updated, just type upgrade instead of update to upgrade the system. Mine is already upgraded, so it didn't take a lot of time. After it is finished, you can upgrade the distro by typing sudo apt-get dist-upgrade. Now earlier, as we were talking about sudo, I explained it grants our commands the permissions of the root user. But sometimes it becomes tedious when you are using a lot of commands that requires root permissions. To overcome this problem, we become root user or super user using command sudo space -i. And now as you can see, in place of your username it is root. That means you are root user now. You don't need to use sudo anymore. When you are done, type exit, and that's it. Now suppose you need the host name of your system. Well, then this right here is host name, and this before that is username. But to be sure, you can use the command hostname. It displays whatever your host name is. Similarly, for username, we use the command WHOAMI without any spaces. And here you have it. In case you need more information about your system and its hardware, you can always use UNAME command with a as an argument. Enter. And here we have the basic information about our system, starting with kernel name, followed by host name, then kernel release, then kernel version, hardware name, hardware platform, processor type, and in the end we have our operating system. Now I'm going to talk about a very useful command, CHMOD command. I won't go into the details as there is a lot to talk about. It basically grants the read-write permissions to a file or folder. I'm going to show you how to make a file executable using it. What it means is that I'm going to write some commands in a text file and then make it executable so that I can execute all those commands all at once. I'll first create a text file with name information. Now write few commands like pwd, whoami, and hostname. Now save it and close it. Now I will make it executable using CHMOD followed by +X and the name of the file. Now to execute it, type the name of the file with the prefix ./ and here we have the output. This process I just showed you is known as bash scripting. Now no matter what I do, I cannot possibly cover all the commands in a single video. So in case you encounter a command that you don't know how to use, you can always access that command's manual using man command followed by the name of the command you want to know about, for example ls. Here we have everything about ls, how to use it, what arguments to be given. For example, here -l uses a long listing format. Let's try it. Press Q to exit. Now type ls space -l space test. Here we have all the files in the text directory with the basic info about them. So this is how man command works. You can also reboot and power off your system using reboot and power off commands. But of course, it makes no sense to first open the terminal and type a whole command to just power off a machine. It should be more efficient. For that, you can always create your custom shortcuts. Open Settings, click on Keyboard Shortcuts, slide down, and click on this plus sign. Now I want to create a shortcut to reboot my system. So here type the name of the function you want to perform. It can be anything. And here type the command you want to execute, like I want it to reboot. And here select your desired shortcut. Just make sure that shortcut is not already assigned for something else. Similarly, I'll assign a shortcut to shut down the system. Well, that's it for today. Thank you for watching this video. I hope it was helpful. If you have any queries, ask me in comments. Also suggest what you would like to see in my next videos. Please like and share it. Also subscribe so you don't miss my upcoming videos. See you next time.